I caught my husband cheating in the office where I work. Imagine working late at your office, only to walk into a meeting room and find your husband, shirt halfway off, making out with a younger woman. Right there, on the table where your team meets every Monday morning. This isn't a movie. It's not a Netflix drama. It's real. A woman, a loyal employee, discovers her husband cheating on her in her own workplace with the brand new intern she helped on board just days earlier. And you won't believe what they said when she caught them red-handed. This is one of the most outrageous office affair stories ever posted to Reddit. Set under the cold fluorescent lights of a Los Angeles tech company, where trust was shattered and dignity put to the ultimate test. Will she fight back? Will she expose them? Or will she walk away in silence, holding the ultimate power? Stick around, because the twist at the end will leave you speechless. And if you love insane real-life drama, hit that like button and subscribe. Let's dive in. Her name is Olivia. She's 32, a senior HR manager at a mid-sized tech company in Los Angeles. Her life? Pretty stable, decent job, nice apartment, and a seemingly loving husband named Ethan. They've been married for 6 years. Ethan's a freelance interior designer, charismatic, stylish, the kind of guy who always knows someone who knows someone. Olivia thought she had it all: career, stability, and a partner who supported her. At least, that's what she believed. Everything started unraveling the day the company hired a new intern, Sophia. 24, fresh out of college, with a perfect smile and the kind of confidence that turns heads when she walks into a room. Olivia didn't think much of her. She'd trained dozens of interns before. But Sophia was different. She was too familiar, too fast to fit in, and a little too comfortable whispering during meetings and taking extended breaks. Still, Olivia brushed it off. Maybe she was just being paranoid. Maybe work was stressing her out. That is, until one Friday evening. Olivia was working late, finalizing payroll, cleaning up the internal HR system, the usual Friday chaos. Everyone else had gone home. The office was dead silent. Until she heard laughter. A woman's laugh. Coming from the third-floor conference room, the one that should have been empty. Curious, Olivia walked down the hallway. She noticed the door was slightly ajar. No lights on. She pushed it open gently and froze. There, under the dim city glow pouring through the windows, was Ethan, her husband. Standing in the dark, shirt halfway undone, his hands wrapped around Sophia's waist as they kissed over the meeting table. Sophia's blazer was off. Her hair was messy. She giggled like they were in a hotel room, not inside the building where Olivia had spent the last 5 years building her career. And then Olivia spoke. Just one word. Ethan. They both jumped like they'd seen a ghost. Ethan stammered. Babe, it's not what it looks like. Sophia, on the other hand, didn't flinch. She looked straight at Olivia and said, Oh, you didn't know? I thought he told you. We've been seeing each other for months. Actually, we're thinking of moving in together. That was the moment everything shattered. Not just her marriage, but her trust, her dignity, her sense of safety at work. She didn't scream. She didn't throw things. Olivia just turned around and walked away. The next morning, she sent in her resignation letter. No explanation, no drama, just a clean exit. 2 weeks later, she filed for divorce. And that was it. Years of love, erased in one office hour. The man she thought she knew, now nothing more than a name on her blocked list. And the intern she once welcomed, gone from the company 3 months later after a personal conflict with another employee. Olivia never looked back. But Reddit had a lot to say about it. Let's take a moment to really digest what happened here. A woman, loyal, hardworking, trusting, discovers her husband cheating not at some secret hotel, not in some sleazy hidden corner of the city, but inside her own workplace. The very office where she trained new hires, led HR workshops, and built her professional identity. That was supposed to be her safe space. And Ethan? Oh, Ethan. This man didn't just cheat. He brought the affair into his wife's daily environment. He walked into her world, her sanctuary, and lit a match. That's not just betrayal. That's psychological warfare dressed in designer cologne. And Sophia? This is a woman who got hired, smiled her way through onboarding, and then had the audacity to say, "We've been seeing each other. We're thinking of moving in." Like it was some casual roommate ad. Zero shame, zero empathy, zero accountability. But here's the part that hits hardest. Olivia didn't scream. She didn't throw hands. She didn't even expose them to HR, to their families, or to the internet. She simply walked away. She took her dignity with her, sent in her resignation, and filed for divorce, all in silence. And that is the kind of power most people will never understand. This wasn't weakness. This was strategy. Because sometimes the loudest response is no response at all. Ethan didn't just lose his wife. He lost the only person in his life who actually had his back. Sophia? She became office gossip for months. And Olivia? She walked into her next job stronger, sharper, and with a radar for fake smiles and fake love. So let me ask you this. What would you have done if you were Olivia? Would you have exposed them, gone public, called HR, and caused an earthquake in the office? Or would you have walked away just like she did? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Because stories like these, they're not just drama. They're real. And they make us look at love, loyalty, and limits in a whole new way. Reddit absolutely exploded over this one. Thousands of people weighed in. And honestly, the internet had zero chill. Let's check out some of the top comments that had the whole thread in flames. 12.8K upvotes. U/glass ceiling breaker. He didn't just cheat. He cheated with her coworker. In her office. On her time. That's not infidelity. That's a hostile workplace. Yup, HR departments everywhere just got chills. 9.2K upvotes. You the real villain arc. Sophia. We're thinking of moving in together. Me. Ma'am, your lipstick is still on his collar. Calm down. This level of delusion should be studied in a lab. 7.4K upvotes. You/corporate casualties. Imagine training your husband's side chick, showing her where the break room is, and then catching her on the meeting table with your man. I'd switch careers and planets. New career suggestion, astronaut. Launch her to the moon. 6.6K upvotes. You/silent but savage. She didn't lose a husband. She lost 180 pounds of dead weight and lies. Give this person a mic. They've earned the final word. 5.8K upvotes. You/exit interview queen plot twist. Olivia still had HR access. She deleted Sophia's ID badge, blocked Ethan from the building, and left a post-it on the desk that said, "Enjoy the trash." If she didn't do it, someone write the movie where she does. Honestly, Reddit said everything we were all thinking. But what about you? What would you do if you caught your partner cheating at your job with someone you helped on board? Would you go nuclear? Would you ghost them like a boss? Or would you drop the Wi-Fi password as Cheaters Suck 2025 and leave in style? Drop your answers in the comments below. I'm reading all of them. And if you've ever had a coworker story that sounds like this, I want to hear it. Like, share, subscribe, and buckle up for the next wild ride. Because trust me, Reddit never disappoints. She left me for a rich guy. 2 years later, I became her boss. Chantus teeth. Karma story time. She once told me I wasn't good enough for her future, that a guy with dreams and a cheap laptop couldn't give her the life she deserved. Then she left for someone older, richer, the guy with the BMW and the champagne brunch lifestyle. 2 years later, I was promoted to team lead at a fast-growing tech firm. And guess who walked into the conference room on her first day of work? As the new junior employee reporting directly to me? Our eyes met. I smiled, shook her hand, and said, "Welcome to the team. I'll be your supervisor." She left me because I had nothing. Now, she works for the man she didn't believe I'd become. And then, one day, she messaged me after hours, said she wanted to talk, said she wanted to start over. This isn't just about love lost. It's about power shifting, respect earned, and knowing your worth even when someone else couldn't see it. Stay with me till the end. Because this story, let's just say, karma arrives wearing a company badge. My name's Ryan. I'm 29 now, living in San Francisco, working in tech. But 2 years ago, I was just a broke guy with a laptop and a dream. Back then, I was dating Jasmine. She was stunning, smart, ambitious, and very, very clear about what she wanted in life. Money, status, and someone who could give her the lifestyle she deserved. At first, she said she believed in me, said she loved my hustle, said she liked that I was different from all the flashy, shallow guys she knew. But that changed fast when my startup idea failed, and I had to take a basic IT job just to survive. One night, she looked me in the eye and said, "Ryan, I can't wait around forever. I need someone who's already made it, not someone who's hoping to." 2 weeks later, she was posting pictures on Instagram, drinking wine on yachts with a guy who drove a BMW and had a luxury investment firm. It broke me, but I didn't chase her. I didn't text back. I went silent. I worked. Hard. Fast forward 2 years. I've been promoted to a technical team lead at a booming fintech company. I'm leading my own projects, mentoring a team, and finally doing what I always dreamed of. One Monday morning, HR told me we had a new team member being transferred from another department. I was prepping for a 10 a.m. onboarding meeting when the door opened, and in walked Jasmine. She stopped. So did I. For a moment, everything went still. Her eyes widened. She was clearly not expecting me. She looked nervous. I smiled, stood up, and said professionally, "Hi, Jasmine. Welcome to the team. I'll be your manager." She laughed awkwardly, trying to play it cool. I kept it strictly business. Over the next few weeks, we barely spoke outside of work tasks. She did her job well. Never brought up the past, but I could feel it. The awkward tension, the glances, the regret in her voice. And then, one Thursday evening, she sent me a Slack message. "Hey, do you have a minute after work? I was hoping we could talk. Off the record?" I said sure. We met in the parking lot. She didn't even wait 5 seconds before blurting it out. "Ryan, I made a mistake. I thought money meant security. But I've never met anyone with your drive. The way you carry yourself now. You're not the same guy I left." I didn't say anything. She went on. "If there's any chance we could start over, I'd take it. You know that moment you used to dream about? The ex finally realizing what they lost? Yeah, it was right in front of me. But the truth is, I wasn't that guy anymore. The guy who needed her to believe in him. I believed in myself. So, what did I say? Did I forgive her? Did we start over? Let's talk about it. In part 3, let's break this down. Jasmine didn't just walk away from a relationship. She walked away from potential, from patience, from the version of you that was still under construction. And when the building was finished, polished, upgraded, and shining, suddenly, she wanted to move back in. And look, I don't blame anyone for wanting stability, but there's a huge difference between waiting for someone to grow and ditching them the second things get hard. Jasmine didn't leave because she was afraid of the future. She left because she didn't think you'd ever have one. She made a bet, and she bet against you. And here's the truth most people won't say out loud. Sometimes, the best kind of revenge is no revenge at all. You don't need to clap back. You don't need to prove anything. Just let success speak in the language they understand. Position, power, peace. She walked away from a man with dreams. Now she works under the man who made those dreams real. That's not just a comeback. That's poetic justice. And the best part? You didn't need to destroy her. You didn't need to humiliate her. You just let her see exactly who she lost and who she never deserved to begin with. And if you've ever been left behind, told you weren't enough, laughed at because your goals sounded unrealistic, keep going. Because one day, your what if becomes their what have I done? Never beg to stay in someone's story when you were meant to be the author of your own. After the post blew up on Reddit, the comments section went absolutely wild. Let's just say, people did not hold back. 14.2 thousand upvotes. You/glow up and go. She left you for money. Now she's clocking in under your leadership. That's not karma. That's a masterclass. Imagine filling out a timesheet while looking at the face of the man you once called not good enough. Ouch. 12.9K upvotes. You/startup V's BMW. She wanted a man with a BMW. Now she gets to take Uber to a job where she answers to the man she left. 10/10 storyline. Netflix, are you seeing this? 11.6K upvotes. You/plot twist king. You didn't glow up to win her back. You glowed up so you could tell her, please submit that report by EOD. The level of poetic justice here is just immaculate. 9.4K upvotes. You/Silent Savage 99. She bet against you. Now she's sitting in the office watching the man she lost lead every meeting. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why you never underestimate the quiet guy with a vision. Read that again. 8.1K upvotes. You/no second chances. She saw your potential as a maybe. Now she's living in your reality as a never again. That's a quote. That's a tattoo. That's a life lesson. Reddit was on fire with this one, and honestly, I get it. This story hits deep because we've all had someone who didn't believe in us until it was too late. So tell me, if you were Ryan, would you give her a second chance? Or would you keep it professional and walk away with your head high? Drop your answer in the comments. I read every single one. And if you've ever had a glow-up in front of your ex moment, you already know. I want to hear that too. My future mother-in-law was my ex-girlfriend. And no one knew until the wedding day. True Reddit story. You're about to marry the love of your life, the woman of your dreams. Her family adores you. The wedding is set. You're sure this is it, the one. Then you meet her mother and realize she's your ex-girlfriend. Not some casual fling, but the woman you once lived with, loved deeply, and left after a messy, painful breakup. She sees you. You see her. Neither of you says a word. You both pretend not to know, not to remember. But how could you forget? And then, on your wedding day, as she's walking her daughter down the aisle, she leans in and whispers, "Don't do this. Call it off. Right now." What would you do if your ex, the one you never thought you'd see again, turned out to be the mother of the woman you're about to marry? This isn't a movie. This is a real story from Reddit. And the twist will leave you speechless. My name's Jordan. I'm 33, and a few months ago I proposed to my girlfriend, Anna. 26, sweet, intelligent, everything I ever hoped for in a life partner. We met at work, dated for over a year, and the connection felt real, effortless. We were planning a wedding, buying furniture, dreaming big. I genuinely believed I had found the one. Anna always talked about her mom, Michelle, a strong, independent woman who raised her alone since she was 18. I'd never met her. She lived in another state, and we hadn't had a chance to visit until the pre-wedding family dinner. And that's when everything changed. I walked into the restaurant with flowers, nervous, ready to impress. And then I froze. Sitting at the table, radiant, confident, and holding a glass of red wine, was Michelle, my ex. We'd dated over a decade ago when I was 23 and she was around 29. It was intense, beautiful, until it wasn't. Michelle had told me she was separated from her ex-husband. That was a lie. When I found out, I broke it off and cut all contact. We hadn't spoken since. That night, Michelle and I made eye contact for 3 seconds. Her expression shifted, from shock to calm to poker face. And then, as if nothing had happened, she said, "You must be Jordan. So nice to finally meet you." I played along, smiled, sat down, pretended not to know. Because how do you tell your fiancé, "Hey, remember your mom?" "Yeah, I used to date her." You don't. Not during dinner. Not when she's laughing with her family. Not when you love her. But that wasn't the end of it. Over the next few weeks, Michelle and I saw each other more. Cake tasting, dress fittings, venue visits. Every time we were alone, the air got thicker. Tension. Guilt. She never said a word about our past. Neither did I. But I could see it in her eyes. She remembered everything. Then came the wedding day. I was standing at the altar, waiting, sweating, not just from nerves, but from secrets. The music started, the doors opened, and Michelle began walking Anna down the aisle. As she reached me, she leaned in, placed Anna's hand into mine, and whispered, "You can't marry her. You know that. We both do. Walk away, before it gets worse." I was stunned, frozen, and just like that, everything I had buried came flooding back. The woman I loved was looking at me with joy in her eyes. The woman I left was standing beside her, holding a secret we never spoke of, and I had 30 seconds to make a decision that would change all of our lives. Let's pause for a second. Because this isn't just a wedding gone wrong. This is a moral earthquake. A man finds out that his future mother-in-law, the one walking his bride down the aisle, is his ex-lover. Not just any ex, not a fling, but someone he once lived with, loved, and left. And now, she's standing next to her daughter, holding a truth that could burn everything to the ground. The question isn't just, what should he do? It's deeper than that. It's, does the past have the power to destroy a future that feels real? Does silence protect love, or poison it from the inside? And most of all, is hiding the truth the same as lying? Let's be clear. Jordan didn't do anything wrong. He didn't know Anna was Michelle's daughter. He didn't cheat. He didn't manipulate. He didn't plan this. But here's the thing. The longer you stay silent, the louder the secret becomes. Because silence isn't neutral. It takes sides. And right now, it's choosing fear. And what about Anna? She's in a white dress, walking toward a future built on love, trust, and shared dreams. Completely unaware that two people at the altar are hiding something that could shatter her world. If she finds out later, after the vows, after the honeymoon, after the babies, will it feel worse than if she heard it now? Most likely, yes. Sometimes, doing the right thing doesn't feel good. Sometimes, honesty costs you everything. But you do it anyway. Because a relationship built on a lie isn't love. It's a performance. So what should Jordan do? Should he stop the wedding, right there, and tell the truth? Or should he go through with it and try to bury the past forever? Tell me in the comments, if you were in his shoes, would you speak up or stay silent to protect the person you love? After this story hit Reddit, the comments section exploded. Thousands of people chimed in. Some were sympathetic. Others, savage. Let's take a look at the top reactions that had everyone hitting the upvote button. 22.1 thousand upvotes. U/plot twist priest. This isn't a wedding. This is a live-action soap opera written by fate and directed by chaos. Honestly, I'd pay to see that miniseries. 19.6K upvotes. U/no secrets. No stress. You didn't cheat, but you're not innocent either. Secrets have expiration dates, bro. And you're past the fresh label. Oof. Expired truth hits harder than expired milk. 16.8 KE upvotes. U/Michelle still petty. Michelle had 10 years to move on, but the minute she saw her ex was about to be happy, she tried to ruin it. That's not love, that's ego. Straight facts. Petty level. Final boss. 14.3 thousand upvotes. U/should have told her. Imagine Anna finding out after the wedding. That's not just betrayal. That's betrayal with interest. Yikes. Emotional debt collection incoming. 12.9K upvotes. U/team honesty. Rip the Band-Aid, bro. She deserves to know the truth before she walks down the aisle, not after she's walked into a lie. That comment alone should be framed and hung in every therapist's office. Some people say he should come clean. Others say it's too late. The damage is already done. But what do you think? Would you confess to your partner on your wedding day? If it meant risking everything but finally being free from the secret? Drop your take in the comments. I'm reading every single one. And hey, if you've ever had a plot twist like this in your own love life, you already know. I want that story too. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Because the next story from Reddit might just be crazier than this one.